Hey everyone, welcome to Business Reset 2026. I'm Tracy Griffin, founder of Elevate 50 Plus, and I'm really glad you are here today. And I'm here with Debra Banks, the mind behind the brick framework. And we're doing this live because the end of the year is the perfect time to slow down. Take a breath and look at what's working and what's not. So most of us move so fast all year that we don't stop and reset. And when we don't reset, our business starts to feel heavy, complicated, or confusing. And I have been there because every time I pause long enough to check in with myself, I find that I get clearer and everything gets easier. And we want that for you too. And
Yeah,
that's why this conversation matters because you
yeah,
don't have to fix everything. You just need to realign a few things so you can enter 2026 with more confidence and less stress. And speaking of getting clear, I'm going to pass this off to Debra because she has a simple, smart way of looking at your business called the Brick Framework, and it makes everything so much easier to understand.
yeah. So, yes, I had a client that said she wished she had this framework before she started. So, the framework is called 8 bricks because when you build your house and your business, you want your bricks to not have cracks in them and to fit together. So, the 8 bricks are easy to remember. And when you look at them, and see if they have cracks and then repair the cracks, you're going to have a stronger biz foundation. So here are the 8 bricks. We all start with our passion and purpose that creates your life brand and your brand story for why you started your business. And then you connect your passion and your purpose to your people and their problems to identify your ideal potential customer and the problems that you solve. And then you connect your people and their problems to your products for what you do to solve their problems. And then you have to, the next brick is promotion, is where you attract people to your products. And then your next brick is partners that you may hire or collaborate with. And the main P is profits. These are my earrings. So the numbers count, so you must count the numbers. And then the next P is pivot, where you look back at the other P's and see if you need to adjust anything. And then the next P is plan, where you write all the other P's down. You don't want stuff twirling around in your head, and you can't pivot if you don't have something to look back on. Yeah, yeah. So that's it. That's it. Yeah. And sometimes people say they only need a business plan if you get money from the bank. But your partner may say, what is this $500 on the credit card? And if you can explain it better, it's better. And you want to have a plan so that your money, time, energy, and money is not going in all different directions. So your time, energy, and money is going up. Yep. Okay. So you start with your passion and purpose, and your passion and purpose creates your unique value proposition where you and your elevator speech. And then you want to connect your passion and your purpose to your people, and you want to know your people down to their green socks. And your people might not have green socks. They might have yellow socks. That's why you need to know. And then, and their problems might be, how do I change my green socks? How do I wash my green socks? And so then your product needs to speak to your, not just your features, but your benefits. So you might tell them they need to wash their socks because they're dirty. And so you tell them that you got detergent that doesn't have bleach in it so that their socks can get clean. Or you might tell them they need to change their socks from green to yellow, and you tell them how to change their socks from green to yellow. Or they might have holes in their socks, and you tell them that you have glue that will not be too hard. Yep, that's it. And then the next brick is so now you connected your passion to your people, and then you know their problems. So now you're going to create products that solve their problems. And now you need to promote those products, and you need to promote with green sock language, and you need to promote where people with green socks hang out. If your people have yellow socks, you need to promote where people with yellow socks hang out. Yeah. And then you might need partners as part of your, so you might do collaborations or summits, or you might need virtual assistants, or you might need a technology graphic designer. So that's important. All of that is important. Yeah, 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 yeah. And so then now that you have promoted your products, you might need the next brick, partners. So that, and you're better off having partners if you have your framework done out. Because I talked with a website designer, and she said she wished that her customers had their framework laid out because she couldn't do their website because they weren't not clear on what they wanted. Yeah. So you so yeah, she said she wished that their people had their uh, bricks laid out to create a found solid foundation. And my son is a construction, and if you don't have a solid foundation and you build a business or a house on a weak foundation, it's going to fall down. Yeah. So you need a strong foundation. Yep, 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 yep. So yeah. So yes. So now you you're promoting where green people socks and hang out, and you have partners. And then your next P is profits, because you're in business to make money. And the best way to make profits is to project them, project your sales, project your promotion activity, and then project your expenses. And so I created a Excel spreadsheet because I'm kind of analytical. So I help people to project their profits by month. And then that way you can better go back and look at your sales, and then you can pivot when necessary. So when you pivot, you go back and you say, do I need to connect more to my passions? Do I need to connect more to my people? Do I need to change my products? Do I need to change my promotion? Do I need other partners? And I recently did my pivot recently. So I don't tell you to do something that I don't do. So we all need to go back and say, what are we doing right? And when you have stuff written down, you can more easily say, what do I need to change? Yeah, 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 yeah. That's it. That's it. And when you talk to your people, you want to understand their fears and aspirations so you can speak to them. So, are their fears are confusion, loneliness, unhealthy, or scattered? And what are their aspirations? So, you want to speak to their fears. You don't want to just speak to their fears. You also want to speak to their aspiration. So, if they're confused, then your aspiration, you would tell them they need to be clarity. If they're lonely, you tell them how to connect with other people. If they're unhealthy, then you tell them how to be healthy. If they're scattered, you tell them how to be organized. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you want to know the demographics of your people. You want to know their age range, their gender, their family status, education, job status, entrepreneurs or employees or income range. Okay. So you want to say, how can I reduce they might they might say, how can I reduce XYZ problem in my life, and how can I achieve XYZ results in my life? Is there an easier or faster way to do what I need to do? And then that's what you speak to. Okay, okay, all righty. So um, now that you are promoting in the right place where green people hang out, you can now make your profit. So you, if you pivot, you need to look back at your other bricks and see if you need to change anything. Yeah, that's it. That's what you do. Yeah, yeah. And you want to speak to their uh, fears and aspirations. So you want to connect to their feelings. So you don't want to just talk about the features of your products. You want to talk about the benefits. Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you, Deborah. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing your bricks and your planning. Really appreciate that. Such great input and advice as we look and really look at pivoting at the end of 2025 going into 2026. And right now, I want to talk about something I call leaky energy, because this is the stuff that drains you, the things that make your business feel heavy. And
Yes.
what this is also where most people get stuck. But I
Yes.
want you to know that you don't get stuck because you're not smart enough or not skilled enough. So quit telling yourself this BS, because that's not the reason why you're stuck. You get stuck because your energy is leaking in all of the wrong places. And when it does that, you don't have the energy to put in the places that you want to and to make things go the way you want to.
Yes.
So here are three simple questions that can help you see where that's happening. So first, ask yourself, what's feeling forced or heavy? Because anything that feels heavy is trying to tell you something. And this is
Yes.
all going to show up in your body often, your
Yeah.
feelings, or maybe
Yeah.
some tension or stress. So
Yeah.
really pay attention to that. Then ask yourself, where am I out of alignment with my values? Or another way you can ask it is, where does my identity not match who I want to become? I was recently working with a client, and she has this feeling around business women and corporate women, and it's not a very good feeling. She didn't have good experiences in her corporate life. So business women and corporate, she thinks they're going to backstab, and she really does, she's caught up in that. But she's a businesswoman and she's trying to find success. So she needs to work on that identity and identify and change it so that she doesn't feel like she's going to be that type of businesswoman, because she knows she's not going to be. That's not who she is. But because she's identifying with businesswomen in that way, it's keeping her from doing some of the actions that she knows she needs to do, because there's something inside her saying, no, that's not who you identify with. You're
Yes.
not that businesswoman. So take a really good look at that. Also, look at what you can automate or hand off next year. You don't have to do everything yourself. So there's a lot of things you can automate. There's a lot of things you can hire somebody to do or hand off in a different way. So, my whole approach to all of this is small, honest resets can change everything. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't need a big overhaul to get traction. You just need one clear shift to get your momentum back. So, let's start talking about how to rebuild in a simple way that doesn't add additional stress. Because once you know what is draining you, you don't need to fix everything. Just pick one area to reset first, just one. And then ask yourself, what part of my business feels the most out of alignment right now? And that can help you determine which step you choose first. It may be your offer or your people, your staff, your clients. It could be your messaging, your systems. Maybe it's your schedule. Maybe, as Deborah was talking about, it's your plan. So, whatever feels most off, that is your starting point. And I want to bring Deborah back for a moment because she's great at spotting this. So, Deborah, when someone tells you something feels messy, how do you figure out which brick needs attention first? What's the first sign you look for?
Well, I have an assessment where I have you assess each of your bricks and I ask you questions. And so if you answer the questions right, the assessment will tell you which of your bricks is small, is cracked.
That's awesome. And you're going to be sharing that assessment with everybody, right?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Awesome. So before we close, we do have two tools that will help you get ready for 2026 without feeling overwhelmed. So Deborah's brick assessment, which she's going to give you, and then I have my AI powered 2026 planning kit. And this is 5 simple prompts that will help you get clear on your direction, see what you really want for next year, and understand your true capacity. This is going to help you turn your ideas into a simple plan. And that will be ready by the end of this week. So if you want this, put prompts in the comments below and I'll make sure to get it. And Deborah, we're going to put your link in the comments as well.
Okay.
So you'll have that and it'll be in the directions. So
And
thank you so much for being here
and,
today.
and this is a great combination because I'm so analytical and yours is about emotion and you need both to
You
grow
do
in
need both.
business.
You're
Yeah.
very right. You do need both. And anybody who tells you that emotions or feelings do not belong in business, you need to quit listening to them because our emotions and our feelings are our guides. There's what telling us if we're not in alignment. They're also, as we know, every day takes a lot of courage. So sometimes it's just a matter of saying, do I really want this? And knowing that we have the courage to do something that we don't want to do or we don't feel like doing. So we have that. But we have all of these tools for you, and
Yeah.
Deborah and I are here. Put any questions that you have in the
Yeah.
comments. We'll be checking them out, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Well, I I said my bricks lay the foundation, and your positive brick is the roof.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
way to look at it. I love
Yeah.
that. So, thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Deborah. Really appreciate it. And we will see you next time.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.